thank you so much for all of that. Because guys, I mean, wow, there were so many testimonies there that just blew me away, and it's phenomenal. Jerry, would you like to add anything to that?
Yeah, yes, I would. Thank you, Todd, for that. I mean, it's always, I always pick up something. And I know the story changes and we get to talk about this a lot. And I know a lot of people's heard it, but there's always that little something. And I've noticed that it evolves. And the power of all of those testimonials, for anybody new on here, anybody looking, anybody that hadn't seen this stuff, you can't deny the power of what we've got and the products of what we've got. And of course, with anything in business, it's you got to have a good product. Okay, you got to have good marketing. You got to have the whole ball of wax. But our products are superior to anything out there that I've ever seen. I even noticed the other night that Weight Watchers is getting into the GPL-1 injections, which is semaglutides, right? So there's just a lot of dangerous stuff out there. And I know that we have the answer. And I get so passionate because I want to get this out there. I've seen Cynthia talk about it too. I mean, it's so important because of what we have that this product. And I want to thank everybody, all those testimonials. They blow me away every time. Tracy, I call her my shrinking lady up in West Tennessee. Every time I see her, she's just a little bit smaller. And it just happens that way. So it really is phenomenal. So thank you for that. And I think right now we're going to move into some amazing product training. This is something that when we first got into it, we heard the business. Okay, we know about the team building. Well, we don't know how to do it, but we wanted to do it. But a lot of people wanted to focus on the product. And that's why we put this segment right here behind this, because a lot of people are hungry for information because it's new to them. They might have seen it, they might have heard it, but they don't know the stuff. And Kristen does such an amazing job really drilling down on that. So I'll let you, Todd, introduce our next speaker.
Just don't forget to unmute yourself, please,
Sorry
sir.
about that. So the next speaker up is Kristen White. You'll be hearing from her dad later in the day. When I met Chris Doyle, when I first come full-time in this industry, her dad, he had lost a big manufacturing plant with 430 employees. He had the exclusive rights to stonewash the Lee and Levi blue jeans. And he lost that to the NAFTA agreement. So Kristen and dad met when she was in high school. And I watched her go through college and then get into the personal training world and then move into the CrossFit world and then open up her own hybrid CrossFit gym there in Tennessee. And she has been, over the last decade, one of our true product experts. She, especially as it relates to athletic performance, but I will say even outside of that, as it relates just to normal lifestyle issues, she is as brilliant on the inner workings of our products, our human bodies, all the different things needed, the things that we don't need, the negative ingredients that sneak into so many nutritional products that are out there in the Walmarts, the Sam's. All the cheap stuff is bad for you. It sucks. It doesn't work. Do your own research on the different forms of those ingredients. And Kristen was one of those people that started pointing some of those things out to me early on. So there is nobody better on planet Earth than Kristen White to do this next segment and walk us through how each and every product not only works, but how they work together, what you can add in for certain conditions, great combination. So Kristen White, take it away.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Hopefully I do this completely right. If not, I hope y'all can see this.
Yes, we can see it.
Good. Everything looking good still?
Looks perfect.
Okay, perfect. Before I start flipping through, I will say I've been in the fitness industry since 2003, and my passion is absolutely the body. Performance, yes. How can we get the most out of our bodies, how we can eat the best, train the best, and all those things. And when I found these products, which he already said, my dad came to this company for the business, and he said, I found a nutritional company, and I was actually terrified for him because I knew of all the tainted markets that the supplement industry has. And I said, oh my gosh, what's he going to take? What's he going to sell? And then I saw the product line. And at the time it was just a handful. And I was like, these look pretty good. Needless to say, he never got his products back that he showed me. And I've never been a consumer of any other product line since then. So that was in 2013. And we have only expanded our brands, as you can see some of them on here. So I always like to start with a slide. And yes, you can absolutely say that your wellness transformation can start here. So if you're here just for the health portion and just getting healthy, this is, I would say, the best place to start. If you want to know a little bit of background about the products before we deep dive into each, just know we do annual quality tests on the products. We have clinical studies and we have physicians backing all of our products. Some of our third-party verifications you can see are listed right there. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can get the waiting room off of my screen. There we go. No, I didn't do it right. Hold on just a second. How do I do that, Sarah? I have
You're on
I
an
have-
iPad, aren't you?
yeah.
That's a very good question.
I have all the bubbles. I'm gonna try to figure that out real quick.
I know it can
See a
get
little-
a little bit.
Right at the top of that, there's a little X on there. Just click the X.
Oops. Gotta go back. I don't think that did it. I'm like going through the slide now. There it goes. No, I didn't do it right. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go back.
By the way, we're all screenshotting your slides. You're some of the best looking slides I've ever seen. Holy cow.
Yes,
Well,
these are
thanks.
phenomenal. Very
Maybe
professional.
Okay, maybe, no, that still didn't do it. I see like everybody's bubbles still up here.
We can see on our side fine. So
Y'all
unless
can?
don't
Okay.
need to do it.
Okay, I didn't know if y'all were seeing all the things that I was seeing. I was like,
So
this
we
thing-
only see your PowerPoint.
okay, well then I'll just keep going and not worry about it.
And your PowerPoint is now minimized for us as well.
Are we good again?
Yep. And now it's on the Slenderiiz.
Okay, so we're back. So you can see all of our third-party verifications on our products. So to me, this was a huge deal in 2013 because I was that girl that actually looked in the aisles, looking for the binders, looking for the fillers, looking for the flow agents. Like I was already looking for the best. And so when I found these, I knew every time I shopped, I could actually quit doing that. So that was huge for me and very important. I always want to take people down a journey when I do my product presentations, but I want y'all to see mine. So in 2015, I'm going to start with the drops, by the way, and take you through the journey, but I want people to see my actual physical journey. And it's very hard for me to show this slide. I've actually not, I don't think I've shown it, but one other time. Because it's hard to show your before pictures to people, but that is one of my before pictures. In 2015, I just had a baby. I had gained 65 pounds and I was like, I got to get this weight off, right? What am I going to do to get the weight off? Well, what do? We go back to the things we know work. And if this is your first time hearing about the drops, you're absolutely going to hear why they worked for me in 2015 for weight loss, and then how I incorporated them in another time in my life for a different reason, and why I use them now, approaching 40, for a completely different reason. So I want you to hear why they're a weight loss tool, not just a weight loss tool, but a lifestyle tool, and something you can and not make this a yo-yo diet. This is truly a lifestyle. This is a wellness change, and that's what we consider ourselves, a wellness company. We do not want you yo-yoing with us. We want you to feel better, and if that is losing weight, it's losing weight. So you can see in 2015, I actually needed to lose weight. So I did put the drops back in my life. In 2020, I used them again, but it was more for, I wanted athletic performance. I wanted to get stronger. I wanted to get fitter. I wanted to actually put on muscle then, and I felt like I was obtaining that. And then in last year, I used them for a different reason. It was because I was getting a little older, hormones were changing, and you can see the physique change, but that's also when I started adding in another product, which I'm going to talk about. So when people ask me what my core 3 are for physical transformation, these are the 3, but I am going to go through the journey of what I feel like the strongest product line is that we offer. So let's actually start with the body balancing drops. So if this is your first time hearing about them, I'm gonna tell you what maybe a new way that you haven't heard before. We know they're a weight loss product. We know they're a lifestyle tool. That they are a unique homeopathic formula. It is a 2-bottle system. Okay, so let's talk about what they actually do. They target fat reduction. They help support detox. They help metabolism. They boost your energy. Let's talk about that bottle 1 that is on the left, Slenderiiz. It is an 11 plant leaf homeopathic blend, okay? And in this, I'm not going to talk about each specific ingredient because sometimes I do that, but if you were to look at the ingredients on the back of this, you're going to say, I don't even know how to pronounce that. And as you can hear, I have a little bit of a Southern twang, and trying to pronounce some of those would actually be very difficult. So I'm not going to actually say all of those specific ingredients, but I want you to know it is a homeopathic blend. So what does homeopathy mean? Homeopathy is actually going to be help get to the root of the cause. And when we talk about homeopathy compared to traditional conventional medicine, they're trying to target the actual symptom and not the underlying reason you're sick. And that is what homeopathy is, okay? We want to actually get to why you feel bad, and we want to treat whole body here. And so this is what the 11 ingredients that are plants. 1 is actually an animal, from an animal product. And that is why this is not a vegan product. The Slenderiiz is not vegan, okay? But we have 11 ingredients in here, and I'm going to go through and tell you what they actually do versus go through each specific one. So we have regulating metabolism. There are going to be 5 specific ingredients in here that will help regulate your metabolism. So five of the 11 actually will help metabolism. So think about all the things that could help with if you're trying to lose weight, or just keep your weight off. Feeling of fullness and appetite reduction. There are going to be 4 ingredients in here that help you feel full faster and reduce your appetite. So you'll notice when you use the drops, you don't finish your plate. You get full quicker. Reduce food cravings. So this is the one where we say we're kind of cutting that sugar craving, or we don't crave those potato chips. Mine is always I don't crave the Oreos, or whatever your favorite junk food is. You're just going to say, nah, I could take it or leave it, which is absolutely what we want. So 2 ingredients will reduce food cravings. Thyroid function, specifically underactive thyroid. That is something a lot of women struggle with, especially as they age. But to be honest, I'm noticing it more in younger women now. I train a lot of younger females, and there's a lot of thyroid issues going on right now. And I won't talk about why I think there is, but we have a lot of hormone disruptors going on. And thyroid being one, we have 2 ingredients in here that will absolutely help get that thyroid hopefully working in your favor again. You got to take them though. So the kicker there, you got to take them the right way. And then improving digestion. 3 ingredients help with digestion. If you can do nothing else to help your digestion, people will say, well, the drops help my stomach feel better. Yes, there's 3 ingredients in here that will help your digestion. 1 ingredient will help control emotional eating and manage stress. And I'm going to talk about the bottle 2 in a minute and how that can help with stress. But a lot of people don't realize that there is an ingredient in bottle 1 that actually helps with stress as well, and that emotional eating. So some people eat because they're bored or they're stressed out. That's a big trigger for people in weight gaining, because emotional eating is a big thing. So 1 ingredient will actually help with that. There's an ingredient in this bottle that helps with detoxing, and another ingredient in here that helps with liver function. I really don't know many people that wouldn't benefit from just using bottle one, right? Think metabolism, overeating, I eat less, need to feel full faster. I could probably not put my hand in the potato chip bag. My thyroid probably needs a little help. And then of course we're having some things that help with the endocrine system, which is getting our hormones worked out. So that's bottle one. So we're getting energy up, we're detoxing, reducing food cravings, we're not overeating. Now let's talk about bottle two. Bottle two is called Accelerate. This is going to be the one that helps stabilize energy levels and controlling, I always say controlling the mood. I love this bottle. My husband likes this bottle. I like it because of the energy. My husband probably likes it more for the mood. But we're thinking mood. And if we're sad or we're stressed, guess what else is out of whack? Our cortisol. Our cortisol is our stress hormone. And if you didn't know anything about it, cortisol is linked to belly fat. We have enough trouble with working on our belly fat just because of diets and not exercising. We don't need anything else contributing to that. But if your cortisol is up, guess what else is up? Your insulin, because it is a sister hormone to cortisol. So let's say you are running a healthy program, you're eating well, you're doing approved foods, but you're not sleeping, you're stressed out all the time. You're not doing yourself any favors because your cortisol is going to be up, which means your insulin is going to be up anyway. So you are not going to be in fat burning mode. You are going to be in fat storing mode just because you are stressed out. So I love this bottle because we have ingredients in here that can actually help with keeping your cortisol down. So let's go through this list of ingredients because these are words I can actually pronunciate. We have rose hemps in here, which is vitamin C, it's antioxidants. This is good, also good for detoxification, but really good for inflammation because it is vitamin C, okay? So we're gonna help get some of that inflammation and just getting your immune system up. Antioxidants is what it is. So acerola cherry, another one, another form of vitamin C, really good for fighting oxidative stress, again, helping your immune system. Acerola cherry may be one of my favorite forms of vitamin C. We have green tea in this bottle, which is really good for helping boosting the metabolism. And then here we get to two of my favorite ingredients in the bottle, which is ashwagandha and rhodiola. These are adaptogens, which means they are helping stress management. So to me, that is crucial for weight loss because again, it is keeping cortisol down. I already said it, cortisol is a link to abdominal fat. So if we can keep cortisol down, we keep insulin down, obviously we're keeping our mood stabilized. You feel better, right? You know, when your stress is down, you just feel better in general. So adaptogens just help with overall stress in the body anyways. So biotin is another ingredient. A lot of people link biotin to, you know, like good hair, skin, nails. Biotin is B7, it's the vitamin B7. And believe it or not, it's actually just involved really well in metabolism, in the breakdown of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. It's really needed for the utilization of nutrients. So again, another component of just helping your body get nutrients where it's supposed to be and function better. And then we have B12 in here. And I always say, you know, we point out that the B12 in here is in the methylated form, but our biotin is B7 is in the proper form as well. So we always use the proper forms in all of our supplements. We use food-based forms, which makes them more bioavailable. And B12, of course, is good for energy production and metabolism as well. So this is our 2-bottle system. You can see, take screenshots if you want to. And I talk about the drops because they really are, to me, a lifestyle tool. Yes, if you want to use them for weight loss, they absolutely will work for weight loss because you can hear all the wonderful things that they do for you and aid in weight loss. To me, they are the lifestyle tool because I don't want to sell weight loss to people. That is the shot. That is a Jenny Craig. That is a Nutrisystem. What weight loss programs do, or the sell of those, is they expect repeat customers. I don't want a repeat customer for weight loss. I want, if y'all know Kim Gray, I want a 50-pound weight loss and I want her to keep it off. I want a Ken Grisham who loses 60 pounds and keeps it off. And then when he wants to run drops again because they just make him feel good, then he gets back on them. They are the lifestyle tool like me who uses them in 2015 to get her post-pregnancy weight off. And then I run them again because I want to hit another layer of wellness. And then I run them again in 2013 because I want to hit another level. Yo-yo dieting is what the weight loss world is. We don't sell that. We sell health. And that is what this product is. It is true health ingredients in the bottles. We want you to feel better. We want you to take it up another level. When you love this product, then guess what? We're going to teach you about another product. And that's actually what I'm fixing to do. I'm going to tell you what the next level and the next layer is. So let's go there. The foundational pieces that I think the next level layers and levels are will be in the following slides. So the next one is your foundational piece, which to me is our optimals. And I'm going to show you some of the other superfoods because you might even say, I don't really like peels, and that's completely fine. So we'll have liquid options as well. But we need some sort of foundational supplement here. You got to have vitamins and you got to have minerals coming in because you're not going to eat enough. Like there's just going to be no way to eat enough vitamins and minerals in a day. One, most of the time is because we're entirely too busy, right? In a day, you're running and you're on the go. We're not going to eat enough. And then two, our food supply just doesn't have what it used to have. So we have to supplement, okay? So these are our traditional vitamin M and vitamin M and vitamin D, and they mean optimals. Why are they optimals? Why are they called that? Because they are in optimal values. Feel free to take screenshots. But when traditional vitamins and minerals were created, they were doing them in RDA amounts, recommended daily allowances, right? Just hitting 100. They wanted you to hit 100% for the day. And that was really just to prevent some sort of disease, whether it was rickets or scurvy. It was to make it where you didn't have brittle bones or, have some sort of non-development. And then they changed it and they progressed how they made the RDA amounts. We don't want you to just survive here, okay? We want you to thrive. So look at our amounts, and ours are in green compared to the daily recommended intake of what just the FDA recommends. And you'll see, let's just look at vitamin C. The daily recommended intake is 90 milligrams. Look at what we give you in our optimals, 650. Let's pick a different one. Let's look at folate. 400 is the recommended. We give you 850, which also makes this a fantastic prenatal, okay? So we want to give you an optimal level, and this is why we consider ours in clinical doses, and this is also why ours are in the physician's desk reference. I also like to point out, if you look at ours, you're going to see that we have food in ours, okay? This was a huge deal for me coming into the optimals. Most products and most, the one-a-days or the your standard multivitamins on the market are synthetics. Ours are food-based. You can look at the vitamin A, it says beta carotene, okay? That is a food-based vitamin A. That is huge because when it's food-based versus a synthetic, your body knows what to do with it. It recognizes it as food. It doesn't think it's foreign. And most synthetic vitamins, by the way, are petroleum derivatives, or they're hydrogenated sugars. They're coal derivatives. They're made in labs. First off, they're not real nutrients. So they're also owned by many chemical companies or pharmaceutical companies. I bet most people don't even know this. Nature-made vitamins are owned by a pharmaceutical company. Clorox, the chemicals, they own, I think did own about six different supplement companies. Do we really want to be taking our supplements from people who make chemicals and pharmaceuticals? I don't. So people don't really realize all of the research that you got to do for yourself. And you want a food-based product, and that is what they are. Plus food, it just interacts with the body differently. Food is going to be more bioavailable, and food needs other food for better uptake. So that is what ours are. They are food-based, and to me, they are the most superior vitamins and minerals on the market. There are no fillers, there are no binders. Our flow agent is rice bran, and you're going to get no toxins when you use these. So that is our vitamin and mineral. And I'm going to go through what I feel like the foundation is and add on to that way. So let's move into our Magna-Cal D. And people always say, well, the vitamin and mineral also says it's for bone health and all that. Do I really need the Magna-Cal D too? And I always say, yeah, you do, especially if you're over the age of 40, you probably want to be putting in the Magna-Cal D, especially if you're a female. So this is our bone health and our cardiovascular health. So again, you feel free to take screenshots, but this is our Magna-Cal D. You can see this is the one that supports our healthy bones, muscles. It is going to have the best calcium absorption. And then we have natural ingredients. And this to me is the perfect blend of vitamin D3, K2, calcium, magnesium. And you can see how they added a few extra things in here just to make it that much better, like some sea trace minerals, acerola, cherry mushroom, and mushrooms. And a few things that help with inflammation. But let's talk about the reason why this is the perfect blend. Because each of these three, you'll see people say, well, I already take a magnesium, or I take a calcium, or I take a this. You do not want to take, to me, you do not, this is sometimes I always say, maybe I should put an opinion in here. You should not take these as standalones. They work in harmony, okay? They need their friends. These specifically, these 4, D3, K2, calcium, and magnesium, they are best friends. They need each other to make each other work the best, okay? It's kind of like this business. You got to have your friends to make this go far. These need each other to work their best. So here it is. Vitamin D needs magnesium for absorption, okay? So without the vitamin D, without the magnesium, the vitamin D doesn't get absorbed as effectively. Without the vitamin D3, the calcium does not get absorbed as effectively. And without the vitamin K2, the calcium doesn't know where to go, or it just goes where it wants to. So we need all three in harmony. So calcium by itself can be kind of dangerous, especially calcium carbonate. If you see calcium carbonate, it is cement, it is trash. If somebody tells you they're taking it, you should tell them to immediately throw it in the garbage. But calcium especially needs the K2. It's kind of like the crossing guard. It says, you may go into his or her bones, and please do not go into her arteries. Okay, so K2 is really important when you have a calcium supplement. We need vitamin D3. It is a pro-hormone. It literally sends signals to make other hormones do their job, but it's also really good for your immune system. I also call it the happy vitamin. So without vitamin D3, sometimes you don't feel uplifted. You don't feel as good. So if you're not taking this during this wintertime, this is when, like, hands down, no matter what, during winter, I got to take it just to make sure I stay sane, because I'm not out in the sun like I normally am. But vitamin D is a trigger for many things, not just for bone health. And then we know calcium is obviously good for strong teeth, strong bones. So to me, this is a perfect blend. If you are a migraine sufferer, this, again, we don't heal, treat, cure, diagnose anything. But 4 of these a day has been known to help people who have migraines. I am one of those people, so again, I do not miss a dosage of this one. And then I love the fact that there are some sea trace minerals that are sometimes hard to get, especially if you're not using the optimals. You can get some of those minerals in with this. And then acerola cherry, just another layer. I already told you it was my favorite form of vitamin C. You're getting another hit of it. And look, we're getting the maitake mushroom, we're getting the cordyceps, and of course I'll talk about those more, but more anti-inflammatories, little ginger, good for your stomach, little turmeric, a little more anti-inflammation, and bam, I feel like this is a perfect product. So I always say, if you're not using this one, add it to your regimen. It is a great foundational piece. Let's go into our omegas. So I definitely feel like this is an important one to add. I'm going to say that probably at the opening of every slide. If you're not using this one, you should add this one on. But I understand that could get pricey, but you should see my cabinet. My husband's actually said, how much do you spend on supplements? Well, now he's on half of them with me because guess what? He feels better and we're getting his blood pressure down. So this is the Omega Q, and we know this is heart health and brain health. So this is going to be one that is going to work for our cardiovascular system, helping brain health. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Cholesterol, if you are genetically prone to high cholesterol, which you should know that, you should know your family tree, and you're not on some fish oil, it is a definitely good time to be adding it in. And then energy production. And by the way, fish oil is actually a natural anti-inflammatory too. So put this in. I'm going to talk to you why ours is different, because you might hear people say, I already take an omega, I already take a fish oil. Well, you're probably not taking one that's like ours. And people ask me all the time, is this one approved? If I don't have that one, can I just go get one off the counter? And I'm always like, oh, no, I just so hard for me to say yes to that. So here's why. Ours is different. It really is. It's the way it's manufactured is the biggest thing. And then I'm going to go through some of the benefits. But I really want you to know why our company goes to the extra level on even just how we manufacture and produce some of these products. So let's talk about how this one is even made and why it's different, why this is a different type of fish oil. So we use obviously ocean water fish, so that's important compared to like farm raised fish. We don't want to use farm raised fish. So if you're helping somebody pick an omega out, you want to look at the bottle and make sure it is not a farm raised fish. Okay, so farm raised fish, they're overcrowded, they are exposed to pesticides, disease, which means they're given probably GMO feed. They're maybe even given antibiotics for their disease. They're probably growing 3 eyes at this point. They're not healthy fish. So one, we don't want to go with farm raised fish. We want to go to the big ocean waters, but sometimes even our ocean waters are not always that clean. So we want to go to clean ocean waters, but then we got to look at the source of the ocean water fish. Is it a big fish? Is it a small fish? Whales live a long time. Mackerels can even live a long time. So is it a fish that has a 30-year lifespan? Is it one that can swim all over? So we go to the Peruvian coast and we use a small fish. We use anchovies and sardines. Their lifespan is somewhere around 5, maybe 7 years. We don't want to use a big, large fish that's been out there for 30 years. Why? Because, well, it's oil. What is oil? Oil is fat. Where do we store toxins? In our fat. So if they've been swimming for 30 years and they've stored all these toxins in their fats, that's going to obviously be put into their oils, right? So we use a small fish and we go to a very clean water source. But that being said, if you have a friend and they're saying, well, I've used this one and, it is a bigger fish, so let's talk about how it's extracted. Well, you've got to extract that oil, right? And yes, these, even the small fish, but big fish, small fish, there's going to be some sort of like heavy metal or some sort of chemical, probably residue left over in the oil, because again, that is where the toxins are stored, right? Well, most companies are going to use a form of extraction that is going to use a hexane. Hexane is very toxic, but it's kind of the trade-off that the EPA says, well, we got to do this, and then the FDA says we got to do this because we can't have all these heavy metals in the oil, because we know heavy metal poisoning is a real thing. So we'll leave a little hexane residue left over in the oil. Well, to me, that's yuck. We don't want that. Hexane residue can be toxic too because it's a buildup. So we don't even do a hexane extraction process. We use a low temperature enzyme fermentation purification process. That is how we extract our fish oil. And that is exactly why you will not burp fish oil. My husband says, I don't ever burp our fish oil. I'm like, I know, because we use a different method. It's a very clean method. It's a patented method. We didn't patent it. We use a company, and you know, it is very hard to find other places that will use this, but it makes our product very superior. Okay, so that is going to be the difference of fish oils on the market. Now, I've already said we know omegas are really good for the cardio system. It's good for brain health. Specifically, the DHEA in omegas is going to cross the blood-brain barrier in the brain. So when we're talking brain health here, that is important because it helps with inflammation, fighting inflammation and oxidative stress in the brain. So when we're thinking, again, we don't heal, treat, cure, diagnose anything, but you can absolutely look up the benefits of fish oil in fighting degenerative brain disease, and you'll see dementia, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and how it can help prevent the decline of that. And DHEA is one of the ingredients that it can actually help with that. So I don't specifically talk about this product, but you'll hear me refer to ingredients inside products that help promote and prevent and help. So don't claim our product, but remember, ingredients inside can absolutely help. Okay, so DHEA is one, and absolutely look and make reference to these notes because it is all over PubMed, and you can do your own research for that. But heart health, brain health, and Omega Q is absolutely wonderful, and this is our omega-3. We get enough omega-6s in our diet, and you really need a balance to keep that inflammation under control in your body. So add this one in if you have not. All right, probiotics. Ours is definitely the best on the market, hands down. In the gym, I have to say I probably could not count how many of these I sell, because once I get one female on this product, she does not want to come off, because we as females naturally bloat. We naturally feel like we have stomach issues, or we pooch, you know, we swell, or we want to feel svelte in a dress, and we, you know, we want our tummies to look flatter all the time. But this product to me absolutely can just help bloat and help digestion and just make any kind of discomfort you have in your stomach on a daily basis kind of dissipate. We do have 20 billion organisms per pill. It's 15 different strands of probiotics in the one pill. Most on the market have somewhere between 5 to 7. A kind of good one would have 9. Ours has 15. It covers like the whole array. So if you don't know anything about probiotics, your gut really is kind of like your second brain. When things are off in your stomach, things can really be off everywhere. So this is going to be good for your immune system, obviously digestive issues. I already said reducing bloat. And again, take a screenshot of this. My favorite part about this product, besides the fact that it has 15 different strands, is that it is a delayed release capsule. So that means it does not dissolve inside the stomach. It dissolves in the intestinal tract, which is where you want that good flora to be. You don't want it to dissolve in the stomach. It does nothing there. You have too much stomach acid. So we want it to get into the colon and disperse. So that is what happens with this one. It will bypass the stomach, and then when it hits the intestinal tract, it will then dissolve and then start working its magic. So you can see all the different strands in here. And so your good gut bacteria, which is what is also in the peel, is good for these things, crowding out bad microbes, enhancing the gut barrier function and preventing the invasion of other pathogens, okay? And the intestinal epithelium, which is that skin in your intestinal tract. Believe it or not, good gut bacteria is helping regulate the central nervous system. So we say our gut is kind of our second brain. When your stomach is haywire, it's really going to have signals off everywhere. When you do not have a healthy stomach, you just really don't know how unhealthy you are. Good health really can start in the gut. So it's very, very important to add this. I always say that about all of them, but add this one in. I think my dad now, I have him on like two a day. And if he runs out, I want you to know he is messaging me like ASAP, or do you have any extra probiotics at your house? I don't want, like, I'm out. I cannot not have this now. And my husband now takes this one and he's like, hey, fix me up my vitamins. Don't forget the probiotic. So it's absolutely known when you miss this one, how much better you feel when you have it. So this one is our probiotics. Okay, so Vinali. Oh, I probably say this all the time, that this may be my favorite product. And this one is also in the physician's desk reference. This product is it probably is in my top 3 favorite. And it is because it is so multiverse. It is so, it has so many, it just has such a wide array of things it can be beneficial for. It can help with blood pressure. It can help with inflammation, wound healing, brain health. And this is the ingredients, by the way, inside the product, okay? So always want to talk about that. But this is our Vinali. This is in the little purple bottle. It is a souped up antioxidant, anti-inflammatory capsule. And inside we have grape seed and grape skin, which is super great for cardiovascular health. My husband does have a high blood pressure and high cholesterol, and I now have him on 4 of these a night, plus his omegas, and his blood pressure has steadily been going down. He checks it every morning now, and he's like, hey, my blood pressure is going down. I'm like, yeah, I know. He doesn't know why it's going down. I'm like, I absolutely know why it's going down. It has vitamin C in it, of course, in different forms, but you can see, look at the food-based forms in there. So I always like people, look at the food. We have acerola cherry, almond fruit, green pepper. Again, we're using food, right? And we have citrus bioflavonoids. I love the grape seed and the grape skin in here. I've already talked about the acerola cherry probably enough, but I'm going to talk real quick about the grape part. And the grape seed and the grape skin extract is super anti-inflammatory, and it's also a natural antihistamine. So if you experience allergies, this is one that you can absolutely super dose. I take 4 a night every night, but if my allergies are flared up, sometimes I take 8. My cousin, she's on here. You heard her speak. Some of y'all don't know, Carla Box is my cousin. She cut her hand really deep. I'm not sure if she ended up having stitches or not. I told her she needed them. She cut it with a kitchen knife. This is about a month ago, and she sent me a picture of it, and she said, what do I do? What can I take? And I said, you need to take 12 Vinali a day. And she sent me back these eyes that were huge. She said, 12. And I said, I know I just scared you to death. I said, but just do it 6 and 6. And I said, you can't do too much of it. And I said, and send me a picture of it in 3 days. And then she sent me a picture. I said, then send me a picture in a week. She said, holy cow, it's closed up. I said, I know. The grape seed has crazy wound healing properties. So I love that ingredient, but it also is huge for people with lung issues. It can help with the airways and the delicate lining and the epithelial tissue in the airways and the lungs. So people with asthma really benefit from the grape seed and the grape skin extract. And we use and source from a place in Italy. So this is a very, very pristine form of grape seed. They test for over 300 different toxins. It is, I believe, from the Chardonnay grape, so it is a very, very, very superior form. Most companies, I believe, they test for, I think it's 50 to 70, 70 being, I think, on the high end, and our company tests for 300. So you know you're getting a very good form of grape seed and skin extract. Vitamin C in here. This is one of those products you can super dose if you have just, lost a lot of weight and you're like, I need to, skin tighten, or what can I do for getting that, always say this part, or just getting things looking better, staying youthful. You must have vitamin C to have the formation of collagen. It's absolutely necessary. So if we're thinking, just for aesthetics alone, this is considered the beauty pill in China, but just for anti-aging, it's another reason I want to superdose so many. I kind of make the joke that I want to stay looking 30, even if I have to get older. I want to look like I'm 30. So I take a lot of this one for that too. But collagen is not just for skin, we need it for our tissues. We need it for our blood vessels. We need it for our tendons and our cartilage. I don't want my knees to hurt. I want to, as much as I want to look young, I still need to feel young too. What's the point of looking good if you don't feel it? So vitamin C is essential for the formation of collagen. So you can superdose this one as well, just for the collagen effects. And then I already told you about the acerola cherry. It is superior for your immune system. I think it takes 17 oranges to equal 3 acerola cherries on a vitamin C level. So it is a souped up form of vitamin C. So this is a very universal product, and you can superdose it. So let's get into our liquids, because you might not like some of those pills. And this was one of the first products I just really, really fell in love with. When I first used it, it was in the jug, and it only had 34 foods in it. So they added 2 more along the way, and it was 2 more mushrooms. And I used to have to refrigerate it. Now I love the fact that it is in our little convenient pouch, and there is 36 superfoods and superfruits in this. And people will look at the list and they'll say it's got apple and grape and peach. Surely it's got, it's high in sugar. It is not. It is low glycemic, so you can absolutely use this on your Slenderiiz program. It's completely fine. And in here, we have a lot of different things. We have antioxidants, we have anti-inflammation. You're going to get a lot of phytonutrients, things that help boost and support the metabolism. And of course, you're going to get things that help promote energy. And the reason you're going to get energy, this is not like a stimulant energy. This is going to be, I'm getting so many micronutrients that I just have energy all day to get stuff done. Like, people will say, is this an energy product? No, it's absolutely not. Not like that. You are just giving yourself such a superior cellular nutrition that you just feel good to keep doing stuff. And most people are really deprived on cellular nutrition because you don't eat enough. And this is going to be able to deliver that, because look at this. This is, again, food. And when you put food in, and this is all, it's going to be ready, it's bioavailable, and all of these things are going to be working together. You need, again, food needs friends. Nutrients need friends. They don't want to stand alone. They want to work with one another for absorption. And when you have 36 of the best foods on earth working together, you're gonna feel better. So some of my favorite ingredients in here, of course, are the mushrooms. So we have the cordyceps, we have the agaricus, we have the maitake, we have the shiitake, we have, oh, I'm trying to remember them all on my own, the lion's mane, and we have the cordyceps. So we have all 6 of these, and the mycofusion is specifically to the maitake, okay? So that is a patented form, and that one is grown on purple corn. I like to talk about that one because you're getting phytonutrients actually from that purple corn. It's from Japan. And the reason why to me it's so cool is because the phytonutrients from that one get transferred over to the maitake, which gets put into obviously the moa. So it's like this huge like array of different nutritions, and they're all put into one little pack. So it's super cool. We also have bioprint in here, which helps create the bioavailability. That just helps create the nutrient absorption. This is a gluten-free product. It is not vegan. So people ask, is MOA vegan? This is not a vegan product. That is because the cordyceps feeds on insects. So our vegans can be very particular. So you have to let them know that. There are no synthetics in here, no synthetic preservatives. It is preserved with essential oils and fermentation. So to me, again, it is a perfect liquid superfood. All right, so let's talk real quick now about our meal replacements, because this is a big question I get a lot, because I am in the fitness industry, and meal replacements and protein shakes are a big buzzword, and they're going to be for you too, because I mean, like I said, we're all busy, like we're all on the go. So people ask all the time, what can I use for a protein shake? Is this one okay? Is this one okay? And I gotta be honest, it has been so, I think I found maybe like a handful that I'm like, yeah, that one's okay. It's approved. I can't find any red flags in here, but it just doesn't offer everything ours does. So here is the Pure Nourish. Take a screenshot of this if you would like, and then let's talk about why some of these others. I missed a slide. Hold on, because I wanted to make sure y'all saw. Wonder if I skipped it. I just had it out of order. Hold on.
And while she's getting that together, I just want to say this is the only protein powder that I love and can have, because it does not have whey, nor does it have soy.
Yes, and that is actually where I'm going with this.
Look, it's like I read your mind.
You completely read my mind. So I actually pulled pictures up of ones I get asked about fairly often. And you know, bodybuilding and competitors, or on the hands on the go, like why do I not like some of these other ones? And it is because I say no way to whey or casein. They are dairy. All of the ones you see on here have either, I think all of them have a whey or a soy in them. And so I don't do those. Soy one can mimic estrogen in the body, so it's a hormone disruptor. Whey is dairy. We say no dairy on the Slenderiiz program, so it's obviously a no-go, right? We say you can't have dairy on Slenderiiz, but if you knew how whey protein was made, you would be like, I don't want to drink that anyways. You know, it is a byproduct of making cottage cheese or just cheese in general. And then they spray it with a drying agent, which is very acidic. And then, you know, wing, bing, bam, boom, they dry it, and it turns into this protein powder. And then of course, what do they do from there? Well, they've got to put a binder on it so it doesn't get clumpy, which most of the time it's a filler or a binder, which most of the time is going to be a maltodextrin. If you don't take anything I said today away, if you please just start looking at your labels, look for maltodextrin on your food. You should be eating whole food anyways, but I understand things happen and you got to look. Maltodextrin is hidden in the other ingredients section. It is in supplements, it is in your protein powders, it's in your breads, it is in chewing gum, it's everywhere. And here's the thing, they don't have to list it as a carbohydrate, but it absolutely is. It spikes your glucose levels higher than table sugar. It is a polysaccharide, so it's not straight glucose, but it is higher on the GI or the glycemic index. It's higher than table sugar, but the FDA does not make them list it as a sugar. I don't understand why, but it can be listed as just a carbohydrate, just other carbohydrates, but it is higher on the GI than regular table sugar. So people will be on their programs and they're thinking they're doing the right things and eating right and they're eating low sugar, yet there's a little ingredient listed in other ingredients called maltodextrin, and they have no idea that they're probably spiking their blood sugar, because guess what? The FDA says they don't have to list it as sugar. Yeah. Anyways, I just got on a tangent. But artificial sugars, we want to steer away from our sucraloses, our aspartate potassiums, our saccharides, which is very rare that you see those these days, but those are artificial sugars that are toxic. Artificial flavors, so anything that's colors or caramels, things like that, those are also toxic. I just mentioned the colors, but the dyes, those are all going to be in here. They're unnecessary. They're just really unnecessary to be in a health product. Soy lecithin or soy protein. Again, I talked about how they are as hormone disruptors. And then here's the thing about some of them. To me, there is just too much protein in some of them. You're thinking, how can there be too much protein? So I understand you need adequate protein throughout the day, right? But some of these, like, it could be a 35 grams of protein or 50 grams of protein, and then you go eat a meal with protein. And yes, you need extra protein if maybe you're extra strength training and you're trying to do muscle growth. But there's only so much protein you need, in a day to do muscle or tissue repair, right? And then whatever's left over, if you don't use it for your bodily functions for that day, like tissue or cellular repair, and then you're not extra strength training to get the muscle growth, your body's going to try to use the protein as energy. And then if you're not using it for energy, guess what you're going to do? Your body is then going to still store it as fat. Yes, you can store protein as fat because protein carries calories. Okay?
I've got one thing I want you to talk on just for a second.
Yeah.
You and I both spend a lot of time helping people break plateaus. And when you find those really knowledgeable women and men, but it seems to be more middle-aged women, they only have 10 or 15 pounds left to lose. They play tennis, they work out, they repeat to you 1,000 times, they eat clean. How many times is it a protein bar or one of these shakes that's stopping the weight loss?
Oh, almost every time. They're always, I eat a protein bar or I do a protein shake. And then I say, can I see the protein bar? Well, first off, if it's a protein bar, I'm like, well, there it is. Because I haven't eaten a protein bar in 10 years. I don't touch them. They're full of this. It's in a package, right? So that's normally one, or then they're going to show me one of these shakes and I'm going to then have to break down what I just said to all of you. There's reasons behind why those are not approved, and they think it's the right thing. And sometimes it's a hard reality because they've been doing that for years. But sometimes you don't know what you don't know. And once they remove that, and I just say, don't even do a protein shake for a while, just eat the clean food. Let's just get it all out. And then we can introduce a shake. Because let me be honest, you see that muscle milk right there that says cookies and cream? It tastes like a milkshake. I mean, they want it to taste really good. They make you a really good repeat customer. So I just say don't do any shakes for a while and get them off of it. I don't even show them mine yet. I just try to get their palate completely knocked off of it because they're not going to think mine tastes as good. I'm being fair, it doesn't. And then once they try mine and I tell them how to put some, berries in it and get the whole food, I got to get that toxic thrush off of their mouth. And then when they get used to eating whole foods again and get their palate cleansed, mine does taste really good. I think Pure Nourish tastes exceptionally good when it's got fresh food in it. But these, to me, they don't have that in that. So anything else you want me to add? Okay. So feel free to take pictures of these. These are just little things I made and why artificial sweeteners are no-goes. I'm not going to go through each point. You can absolutely read these on your own. While maltodextrin is a no-go, these are absolutely the best reasons. Once you read them through, why you will say, I will not have a sucralose again. I will not have an aspartame again. And I will not have aspartate potassium again. I will not do maltodextrin again. Screenshot, I'm going to flick it in 3, 2, 1. And this is why I don't do soy. Specifically, soy lecithin is a filler binder. So, and obviously just soy in general, but this is one they just like to put in. This is even in brownie mix. It's in, all the little things. It's going to be found. Try to get this out. All right, now I've actually got to go back up. So these are the things that you can make your Pure Nourish taste good, or you can find other ways to make recipes with them. This is our Power Boost and our Beauty Boost. Obsessed with Power Boost. It is our branched chain amino acids. It's chocolate flavored. It does have MCT in it, and it is good for muscle building. It is going to be your amino acids, helping recovery. It's good for preserving lean muscle mass. You can put this in your shake. You can put this a little bit on some blueberries or strawberries. It makes a great little dessert. It makes a good hot chocolate. I'm sure there's a lot more recipes that I don't know about because I'm a self-proclaimed non-cook that are in that Slenderiiz cookbook that we have access to now. But I like it just about anyways on some fruit. And then we have the Beauty Boost, which is our tangerine. And you can put this obviously in your shake, but I found it really good as a water additive. If you don't like just plain water, a little scoop of that can, freshen up your water with a little squeeze of lime. So these are also low glycemic, so you're not adding any sugar, you're not adding artificial sugars, and they're a good way just to enhance, but also get nutrition in as well. All right, so our Giving Greens. This is something as well that you can add to your shake if you can't muster it up by itself. However, I just drink it every night by itself because now I'm used to it. But 2 scoops. 2 scoops is 2.5 pounds of vegetables. Now these are cruciferous vegetables, and I just like saying that word, cruciferous. But it gets that name because the flowers are shaped like a cross. So it actually means like cruciferous, like cross. And they're being that they're vegetables. So again, we're talking food. I want y'all to actually go back to everything I've said. This is food. This is food. It's food. We're not talking synthetics. We're not talking labs. We're not talking man-made. Look at food. Spinach, alfalfa, chlorella, broccoli, carrot, tomato, beet, spinach, cucumber, Brussels sprouts, broccoli sprouted seed, cabbage, celery, kale, asparagus, green bell pepper, cauliflower, and parsley. And then of course there's some coconut and cinnamon in here to make it, palatable. But look at the food, right? So it's all things that are going to be really high in fiber. We have things that are high in vitamin C, E, K, and of course, look at the folate. They're going to be really high in things with antioxidants. Carotenoids are really high in all of those foods. So those are going to be things that help with your skin, help with vision. Again, these foods and these ingredients can help with reducing cancer risks. There's digestive enzymes in here. What do digestive enzymes do? They help break down your food, aid in digestion. As we age, sometimes we lose some of our digestive enzymes. So that can, I love these because I don't, again, I use the probiotics, but this is an additional layer. It helps me with the stomach bloat. It helps with using the bathroom. Women, this is one of those ones I always say, recommend, if you have trouble going to the bathroom, if you superdose this one with that probiotic, you will have trouble no more. So, and I just do these at night. So it's not like, I don't even think about it anymore. Just 2 scoops at night, a probiotic right before bed. And can't remember the last time I had a stomach issue. So, super good for the stomach. And I'm going to be honest, like there's absolutely no way I could eat all of this in a day, but I get to, because I do 2.5 scoops every single night. So, this is one of my favorite products, and it is part of the Slenderiiz line. You could put it in your shake, or you could just chew 2 scoops with a glass of water. Restorex. I put this one at the end before Renew, because I feel like Restorex is one of the ones that you could do intermittently through the year. I don't feel like it has to be done, all the time. It is just, if you're feeling like you need a detox, just because, you feel like some people just feel like they need a detox because they're exposed to environmental toxins, or maybe they do need to break a weight loss plateau. This is kind of like your detox in a bottle, your detox retreat in a bottle. We store toxins, one, in our fat cells, but we also store them in our organs. We store them in our brain. We store them in our tissues. You really can store them in, you can actually store them in your bones, but we're exposed to heavy metals. We're exposed to pesticides. We're exposed to chemicals. We're exposed to toxins on a daily basis. And sometimes it's really hard for us to get them out. Unless you're a big sweater and you're actively finding ways to sweat and release toxins every day, there's a chance that you're probably storing. So what can we do? Well, you could go to a detox center. It's very expensive, and who's really going to go do that? Or you could sweat, or you could throw in a product like Restorex. And so we're going to look at these ingredients. And all of these ingredients are detoxers on their own, but together they really work well together, especially the zeolite and the chlorella. And zeolite is a natural microporous mineral. It is made from volcanic ash, and we do use a patented form. And ours has a bigger surface area, okay? So I want you to think of it like this. I've used this analogy before. When our zeolite goes through our bloodstream, I want you to think of like a ping pong ball going through the bloodstream, and it's trying to attract heavy metals. And zeolite, by the way, is negatively charged, so it's trying to pick up all the heavy metals that are positively charged, right? And it's rolling through the bloodstream, this ping pong ball, trying to pick up. But let's say this ping pong ball is now a golf ball, and it's got all these little grips that have the negative charge, and now it's rolling through, right? Which one's probably going to pick up more? The golf ball. That is what like our zeolite is. It's rolling through and it's picking up all of those heavy metals. So it's going to attract, and then it's going to grab them, pull them in the bloodstream, take them to the GI tract, and get rid of them. Specifically, it's going to work really well with our chlorella, because chlorella bonds really well to mercury, lead, and cadmium. So those two together, it's also going to be negatively charged. Those two together are going to work really well with expelling the heavy metals. And then of course we have the activated charcoal, the spirulina. Again, all of those work really well at detoxing. pulling toxins out of the system. And then again, this is an alkaline product. So when we get our acidity levels down, we're fighting inflammation, and obviously that's oxidative stress. And when oxidative stress is down, obviously inflammation is down, but we're also helping fight disease, all of the degenerative diseases. And I don't always just want to speak about cancer, but that could just be inflammation and arthritis and all of those things that oxidative stress can lead to. So that is our Restorex. I think I've got one more, and this is Renew. Renew happens to be one of my favorite products, if you can believe it. They all probably sounded like my favorite at this point. Take a screenshot if you would like. But Renew to me is actually kind of said as kind of like the fuel to the fire. It is not like one of our, everything I kind of talked about before to me is kind of like foundational nutrition, right? We cellularly, we are feeding our cells to do what they're supposed to. To me, this is like the fun product that just makes you feel young and feel good all the time. Like, I don't want to live without the other ones, but like I don't want to go without this one. This one makes me sleep good, so I feel good the next morning when I wake up. It really is like that, the kind of like the spice to my day. And this is the Renew. This is our product that helps our body trigger the growth of human growth hormone. It is not a hormone. It is not putting hormones in our body. It is going to help our bodies create HGH again. Okay, so you can kind of see where you are on this chart. I am now at the 40 mark. When I first started using the product, I was 36, I think. It was 2001. And I actually didn't think I needed it, because look at kind of like, I was like, I've probably got plenty of it. You know, I don't need it. I don't need this product yet. I spend too much money on everything else, but I'll try a box. I tried a box and I slept all the way through the night one. And I had not done that in years. So I was like, oh, if I can sleep again, man, all the things that would just feel better if I could sleep. So of course I became a month 2 user and a month 3, and now I'm on like year 3. And so I'm going to tell you how this works. And you can see the ingredients. So of course, feel free to take it. But this is kind of how the product works. So we have 2 little things in our brain called the pituitary gland and the hypothalamus. The pituitary gland actually makes the human growth hormone. And when you're young, like my kid's age, she's 9, whew, she's really got a lot, right? She's growing. It is the growth hormone, but it does peak about age 20, 25, maybe 30. And then it is going to hit a decline. And that is because of a couple of reasons. 1, age; 2, environment. And then another couple of reasons called DPP4, which is an enzyme, and then a hormone called somatostatin. And that's a natural inhibiting hormone. I mean, it's a hormone we actually kind of need for other things, but you don't want too much of it, because too much of it can actually inhibit the release of this. But the hypothalamus is key, because it's what sends the signal to the pituitary gland to make HGH. But when DPP4, that enzyme that we don't want, is in a surplus amount, the hypothalamus kind of gets a muffle. It's like a bad internet signal. And that signal will not get sent from the hypothalamus to the pituitary gland when DPP4 is high, nor if a high level of somatostatin is up. The hypothalamus will not get that signal to the pituitary gland again. It's like muffled. So what we have here is some blends that actually help with getting the signals working again. Specifically, our amino booster blend. It is actually effective at 99.9% at getting DPP4 reduced. So what does that mean? Oh, the signal opens up, the channel opens back up. The hypothalamus now says, oh, I see a signal again. Hypothalamus sends signal, pituitary gland says, oh, I got your signal. Let me make HGH. So HGH production is now getting, the signal is now getting, hey, I can make you again. And pituitary gland goes, okay, HGH, you now can be made, and go. So it gets sent off into the bloodstream. HGH now goes back into the bloodstream where it goes to be doing its functions. Some of that HGH will go into the bloodstream. Some of it will get hit to the liver, which is a very good thing, okay? There are some ingredients in the vitamin mineral blend that will actually also help with the somatostatin. And then of course the restorative blend with GABA that will help you get into a deep night's sleep. That is where your HGH will rise the highest in your sleep. So if we can get you to sleep, your HGH will naturally also go up, okay? Why is HGH important? Well, it's important in the role of almost every cellular rejuvenation function, helping your teeth create enamel, helping you with wound healing, helping you have endurance, helping you feel good, helping you, I mean, you name it. I always say helping my performance in the gym. Everything is kind of linked back to HGH. I'll actually pull it back to that slide so you can see. And without it, guess what happens? You feel tired. You gain weight. Your hair gets brittle. Your teeth get gray. It is literally the youth hormone. It's what keeps us young, or it can be what makes you get older. So if we can have that hormone going up, I always say I'm going to be 40, but maybe my levels are still right around 30 because I found this product. If I'm not producing DPP4 or I'm, reversing, my levels may not ever drop. And that's the goal, right? It's okay to get old. I don't really care that I'm going to age or my number is going to go up, but I don't really want to feel it. Or maybe look at either. I am the product of my mother. So I don't want to feel it or look it. I want to stay at a certain age bracket. So this product to me is our anti-aging. And what you put into your body, food, supplements, it really does show on your face. I always say you wear what you eat on your face, and not just on your body, but your skin is a huge reflection of how you take care of yourself. So to me, this product is a huge game changer in the anti-aging world, because it does support that HGH hormone. So this is like that fuel to that fire. So if you have not given it, does, and by the way, it tastes wonderful now. So it used to not taste so great. It tastes really good now. So there's no excuse to not drink this one. Okay, so this is the end. If you cannot recognize an ingredient, your body won't either. And your health account is your health and your bank account are the same. The more you put in is the more you can take out. And keeping your body healthy is an expression of gratitude. I probably did more than 40 minutes, so I'm sorry, but I'm finished.
Hey, that is a-okay. That was very valuable information, guys. And don't worry, if you have any questions, and I think my Zoom may be crashing.